Despite the new round of US and EU sanctions on Iran, India has said it would do whatever it takes to buy Iranian oil. Finding a replacement on such a large scale is difficult as Iranian oil contributes to about 12% of India's oil imports. Official sources said India is open to all kinds of mechanism to buy Iranian oil. India is the second largest importer of Iranian crude oil after China. Oil imports are of utmost significance to India as the country still imports more than 70% of its oil.
My own reading is that China and India are two countries that are affected very, very seriously. The United States is not as dependent on oil from Iran. Therefore, they have certain options which India and China do not. And my reading is that in this era of globalization, there would be some kind of a modus that could be arrived at without making this an either-or kind of situation.
Earlier, a report published by Debka File News website said India has agreed to pay the price of crude oil it imports from Iran in gold. However, analysts described the report as speculative.
Gold is going to be a difficult option because if gold had been such an easy option, many countries would have traded in gold. But we know that physically transferring any kind of gold bullion is going to be a difficult logistical exercise.
However, India has neither confirmed or rejected the option of paying in gold for Iran's oil and is now in the process of finding ways to pay for Iran's crude oil without breaching sanctions.
India is also going to keep the United States informed about its current course of action so that it's very clear that we are doing this because India's national interest dictates that it continue to receive the kind of oil supplies that it does from Iran.
Reacting earlier to EU sanctions on Iran, India's Oil Minister S. Jaipal Reddy has said India would only abide by the sanctions imposed by the UN and continue to explore all options on its oil imports. On 31st December 2011, US President Barack Obama signed into law new sanctions which penalize countries for importing Iran's oil or doing transactions with Iran's central bank. On 23rd January, European foreign ministers also agreed to impose sanctions on Iran's oil imports over the country's peaceful nuclear program. Iran has warned that new sanctions will have negative consequences, including a sharp rise in the oil price. While there is no final word as to how India will pay Iran, officials here say that they have time till the end of the month of June to work out with their Iranian counterparts the best possible options to pay for crude oil imports. Sanjay Sethi, Press TV, New Delhi.